Stick with her here. You're okay. You're okay. And so right here, if your horse is backing up, I want them to move their feet forward somewhere, okay? I don't like a backup to be the response my horse has to this. Look at that reaction. Anytime energy is added, even in the slightest way, she jumps, she reacts so abruptly to it instead of moving away from it in a relaxed way. She doesn't think through the reactions that she has. There, that was the best one yet. Good girl. Now she's starting to get it. We're friends. Yeah, we are. Does that feel good? All right, we'll go ahead and do it again now. There we go. No brace, no worry. Just move the hip away without it being a big reaction. Let's go back to this side and see what's over here. Rub that stick down her side. Tap the hip. Pretty good. Pretty clean. Good. Once again, good job. Super cool. Good job. All right, let's do it on this side again. Now, another important part of this exercise is that if I can get this horse loose in the body, we can get them to soften through the rib cage. And again, that's going to get that nice arc on them. When I send her off, she's going to be less likely to brace all the way through the body if I can start isolating those body parts and getting control of them individually. I'm going to tag her here. There you go. Notice how the shoulder's leaving me constantly. I don't want that. Okay? So right now we're going to let her have it. I'm just going to get her to do the exercise, to lunge around me. Don't pull on my hand. I don't care if you don't want to be close to me. That's okay. Just get comfortable doing the job. And as we build on this, I want to be able to take hold of her nose and to bring that shoulder toward me and soften the rib cage and push the hip away. But right now, let's just let her get comfortable. No looking to the outside. There. She had a sigh a minute ago. She's licking and chewing. Good job. She's pulling on me. Now what I want you to pay attention to is when I take hold of this horse and bump her on the face, I always make contact first, okay? So there's contact and then I bump her off of that contact, okay? I don't ever just rip on my horse's face because what happens is that startles them and then they just brace because they never know when that next tug is coming, okay? Versus if they lean on you first and then you say, hey, I'd like you to get off of that, and then you bump them, they have an idea of why it happened. There, that's much more soft and relaxed. We're gonna go back in here and just gently push the hip away, shoulders leaving too. She's very worried. I'm just gonna stay out here in her comfort zone and wait for her to step away and then draw her toward me. There we go. Good job. Now that is a very important step that a lot of people miss there. So to get the disengage, the horse swings the hip away, but they're locked up in the front end and they're really backing away as they do that, okay? I want forward fluid motion. Now if you have a horse that's on top of you all the time, you don't want this. You want to back them up, obviously, to know, so they know where that bubble is and they don't get in your zone where it's unsafe for you. But on a horse like this, and a lot of horses are like this, that's already trying to leave you with the shoulder, they're worried about what you're going to do to them, they think all pressure is bad pressure, I teach them to draw toward me at the end. I unlock those front feet, and so when they move that hip away, it's all one fluid motion and they're not tightening down in the front end or in the body. Good job. All right, let's go ahead and go the other direction. There we go. That departure was way better than the other one. She's looking to the outside there. I'm going to have a bump on that nose. Nope. There we go. Keep the feet moving. Just don't look to the outside and don't pull on me. There we go. Anytime she takes her nose down and kind of looks and pushes to the outside, I'm just going to take hold of her and bump on her till she releases. Good job. Keep those feet moving. If you lose impulsion, we can't get her to soften through the body here. Good job. Get a few steps, half circle maybe. There, and then let's go ahead and disengage this horse here. Very nice. She stepped away beautifully, kind of backing up. Once again, unlock the feet and draw her toward me. Good job. Good girl. There you go. All right, now we're going to go back in with a little bit of that desensitizing exercise, slapping the stick and string on the ground. 2, and I'm gonna leave it alone, okay? You see that already set her off, okay? Step away from her, pull her toward me, let her relax, it's okay. Okay. There you go. See if I can get her to draw toward me when she's uncomfortable instead of running away. She thinks that all pressure means leave, so we're trying to reverse that in her mind to where she seeks us for security instead of thinking that we're going to cause her harm. Good job. It's okay. Step away from her, draw her toward me. When she comes toward me, I'll release. Good job. So like I mentioned before, all these little exercises that help build their confidence at this stage, the reason this is so important in teaching the horse to seek you for security is because if they're so uncomfortable when you tap a string on the ground or lift it over their back or whatever that they think they have to get out of here, when you're on them, what do you think they're going to do with negative energy that happens around them? They don't trust you to walk them through it safely, so they're going to try and leave and take care of themselves. Okay, so we want to be that security for them and for them to know that the closer they are to us, the safer they are. Good job. And I don't mean that, obviously some people could take this to the other extreme where the horses are constantly on top of them and just all over them, and then it's very unsafe in that way. But you can see this horse that's not her problem. Good job. All right, throw the stick and string over her back. A little apprehension about it, but not bad. That was much better, and then I'm going to leave and walk away. Now my goal today is to be able to face her and swing this stick and string around, slap it on the ground, and for her not to be worried about it. Okay, that's going to be our first step in building this mare's confidence back. Good job. That's way better. Wow, good girl. See, she walked off there, still lacking a little bit of confidence. That's okay. Gonna move her over there. Good job. A little worried about that, so we're just gonna draw her toward me, push the hip away, and just step away. There we go. And every time I draw on her and she releases to that and steps toward me, then I'm gonna make sure she gets plenty of slack in the rope so she knows that was the right answer. Good job. Good job. Okay. Good. That's very nice. Good girl. Once again, swing it over her back. There we go. There you go. Atta girl, come on. All right, let's go back to our lunging exercise to keep things switched up so she doesn't tune me out. There we go. Notice how I always push that shoulder away. I don't chase the hip, I push the shoulder. Once you get that horse parallel to you, then you could add energy and ask them to speed up. But I see so many people try to chase the hip. There we go. That doesn't work out too well for you. The steering is in the shoulder. There we go. All right, that's really pretty right there. I don't know if you guys saw that, where her nose and her ears tipped toward me. She got really soft in the body, and she wanted to come back and check in with me. Swing this over her back. Okay, that's the best one we've seen yet. Good girl. Now this mare is bred pretty well. She has an exceptionally good mind. So if your horse takes longer through these steps to adapt to this, don't feel like it's something that's not working or maybe you're not doing the right job. It's just going to be, there are so many horses who are going to take longer through these steps to gain confidence. There, that was nice. Good job. All right, let's go the other way. There we go. Don't come toward me. There we go. This is good. She wants to check in constantly. We're having an awesome reversal of her behaviors from earlier. There, look how much more relaxed she is through the body versus what she was when we started. The head's dropping down, that jog is way slower. There we go. Soft through the rib cage, and now we're at a walk. It's very nice. She's looking toward the inside of the circle instead of the outside. I'm going to go ahead and pick my stick up, ask her nose to step toward me. There we go. Wait for the hip to step away. See if I can get that shoulder to come toward me just a little bit more. There we go. Good job. And then step her forward. There you go. Good job. We can be friends.